Hello everyone, and welcome to the long-awaited X-Men Cota General Mechanics Overview Guide. This will be a means to get you started if you're new or just need a refresher on all the game systems. So stick around and you might learn something new. In this video, it's going to be broken down to 5 portions listed in the timestamps in the description. So if you're going to look for a specific section, it will be listed there. The sections will be as follows: basic movement and momentum, character weight classes, throw teching and throw types, general defensive options, and general offensive options. With all that being said, let's get into it. Section 1. Basic movement and momentum. I'd argue that movement is very much the pivotal aspect to getting started in this game. To start off, you have normal movement, which consists of walking left and right. Please note that a lot of movement speed and options will vary on a character-to-character basis. This will be covered in the future character-specific tutorials. If you double tap the direction you are facing, you will get a dash. This is also done commonly by pressing any 2 punch buttons. This is very important because in Cota your character will carry momentum, indicated by the speed lines. Momentum affects a variety of factors: hit stun, block stun, pushback, launch distance, and stun damage. You can also dash backwards using that movement defensively as a retreating attack that can give you space from your opponent. Now that we've covered the ground options, we can get into a lot of where the action happens, in the air. Like ground movement, this is different for each character, so see what they can do. Some characters can jump more than once, some can activate flight, and some can air dash. But one thing that is universal is every character can do a super jump. To perform a super jump, you must input down, then up in quick succession. You'll see that you have done it successfully when you get the speed lines below your character as they ascend upwards. This action can also be performed by pressing all 3 kick buttons simultaneously. The 3 kick method is preferred due to its ability to guard while super jumping. You can do attacks while in the super jump state and steer yourself while on the way up or down for precise movement as you position yourself out of the way of harm or to cross up your opponent. Section 2. Character weight classes. This section is going to be vital to anyone trying to learn this game because it will affect a lot of aspects, namely your combos. You will also have to change your game plan around these differences. Every character in the game falls into a different weight class, which will in turn change the way they get knocked away by launching attacks, as well as their ability to be juggled in combos. This can be broken into 5 categories, which are as follows: feather, light, middle, heavy, and super heavy. One very important thing to note is that even within the same weight classes, individual character weights still differ slightly, but these differences only become apparent once playing a variety of different characters, so you will want to have consistent combos across the cast, so it's easier to start with weight classes and then move on to specifics. Good starting point would be to see how your moves affect all 3 weight extremes so you're not caught off guard by this. Go from featherweights to middle to super heavies. This will give you a good spread of the cast, and then you can adjust your combos accordingly from the experience and testing. Section 3. Throw teching and throw types. Throw teching is the do or die of this game. A mechanic that never returned, and maybe for good reason, is the throw teching system. Something that is only present in this game is the requirement for throw teching is meter specific. In order to successfully throw tech, your meter needs to be orange. This is about 50% of the bar. This makes resource management very important to the point of where the majority of the time, supers are used to close rounds. And saving meter is mostly for throw techs because it can happen at any time and you do not want to get grabbed without meter. The damage can be devastating and even cost you the round in most situations, so be sure to keep an eye out on your meter. Now, with throw teching comes 2 different categories: safe fallers and counter throwers. Let's discuss safe fallers first. Safe fallers have 2 different types of throw techs. One is an instant tech, which is performed the moment you are grabbed by pressing down and all 3 punches simultaneously. This will cause your character to break the grab instantly before they can take any damage from the throw. The second type is safe falling. When you have taken the first part of the grab but you haven't hit the floor yet, You can still tech before hitting the ground to avoid damage and a combo off of the throw. But be warned, if you wait too long on your late tech, you can still be hit for a full combo, so use this sparingly to throw off your opponent's timing. Let's talk about the other type of throw tech, counter throwers. Counter throwers only have one type of throw tech, and they can only perform it the instant they are thrown. They will reverse the oncoming throw and toss the opponent instead. This makes them very dangerous targets to throw when they have meter. More often than not, you can lose the round for throwing them first and getting thrown for your troubles. In the instance when two counter throw characters are facing off, the player with the most meter will win due to the possibility of a counter throw war. This will happen until both players run out of meter. Here, shown on screen, is a list of both all save fallers and all counter. Section 4. General defensive options. Let's talk about the defensive options in this game. You have the standard blocking like usual. By holding the opposite direction of your opponent's attack, this will allow your character to block the incoming damage unless it is a special or a super. Normal attacks do not cause what is called chip damage. Chip damage is only applied in certain situations, such as blocking a special move and or blocking a super move. In addition to having to block the correct left and right, you also have to worry about blocking high or low. You have to block high for incoming air attacks, and then block low for low hitting moves such as crouching normals like a sweep. The good news is that you can guard in the air, so you do not have to worry about high or low attacks while air guarding. This is referred to as chicken guarding. In the event you do fail to block and get hit by a move that causes you to be knocked down, you have the option to roll. Rolling will happen if you hold the direction while pressing a button. Your character will do the animation of a roll in whatever direction you're holding on your controller. However, please be aware that your character, while fully invincible during the animation of the roll, can be hit at the end of the roll if you're not ready. Your opponent is also able to get a read on which direction you roll, so make sure not to roll the same way every time. Rolling is very important so your opponent cannot land extra hits while you're on the ground. These are commonly referred to as OTGs. The term OTG refers to off the ground. The time it takes your character to roll after getting knocked down differs from a character to character basis, so please keep that in mind when rolling. Section 5. General offensive options. Now that we have covered defense, we will now cover your offensive options. You have normal attacks that can do chain combos or pressure, and this will make your opponent block to go on the defensive. Please keep in mind that all chains are different for each character. Now, the important takeaway is that you can go from the next normal of the chain even if your attack is blocked. You pair this up with dash momentum and you'll get some very strong offense. During a majority of your time playing this game, you'll be using a technique called super jump canceling. This is when you cancel out of the recovering animation of a normal move into a super jump before the move fully ends. Super jump canceling is a very important technique in order to keep a well-rounded offense. Please know that you cannot super jump cancel specials or super attacks. And last but not least, we have the technique called reverse speed. This is done by canceling the recovery of a heavier attack into a lighter normal to speed up your recovery time. This action can lead to a very powerful offense on block, as well as new combo routes on hit. Play around with this idea and see what you can come up with. Remember that Cota is a very free flow game, and you can be as creative as you want, so we can't wait to see all the stuff you guys come up with.